Alright, also look, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down as well as discussing this weekend's main event, featuring Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady, and going over my picks as well as my predictions on how I think this fight will most likely play out. And so, with that being said, without further ado, let's get right in to the video. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can help me reach 2,000 subscribers by May. I'll deeply appreciate you. And make sure you join the official UFC Discord, link in the description. Alright, so look. This Saturday, we've got a bout between the former welterweight champion of the world in Leon Edwards going up against the 5th-ranked welterweight contender in Sean Brady in a high-stakes matchup where the winner will most likely be next in line after shit rat for that 170-pound belt. And so you see, while I have been seeing a lot of people lean more on the side of Leon Scott due to him being a former champ or whatnot, I believe that during this fight on Saturday night, Sean Brady will emerge victorious against Leon Edwards, and the reasoning behind it is fairly simple. It stems from the fundamental flaw in Leon Edwards' game that has been exposed time and time again, where he consistently and continuously struggles against relentless grapplers who present a legitimate takedown threat. And so you see, historically, Leon Scott has consistently shown several major weaknesses when faced up against fighters who impose a high-pressure wrestling style. As we saw in his first fight against Marty from Nebraska, where we saw Leon Scott get overwhelmed by the relentless chain wrestling as well as the control time from Marty, leading to the clear decision loss. And against Bilal Muhammad, it became extremely evident once again that Leon's striking completely shut down due to the constant threat of the takedowns. And even in his rematch with Marty, for 24 minutes straight, Leon Scott was being controlled, neutralized, and completely dominated, up until his famous Hail Mary fluke head kick KO heard across the world. On the other hand, Sean Brady presents an entirely different type of challenge altogether, and one that I think Leon Edwards has never truly overcame really. And unlike Colby Chaos, who only attempted wrestling Leon in the later rounds, I believe that Sean Brady is going to push a suffocating wrestling pace from the opening bell. And unlike Kamaru Usman, whose knees were clearly compromised by their third fight, Sean Brady is at the tippity top of his prime. And, most importantly, unlike Bilal Muhammad, who has a strong wrestling control but lacks the submission threat on the ground, Sean Brady is a legitimate submission specialist who I can 1000% see capitalizing on those dominant positions in ways that Bilal Muhammad could never have done. And so you see, I think it's super apparent by now that when Leon Edwards faces an elite takedown threat, his offensive striking output just drastically decreases. And I mean, this is evident enough in his fights against both Usman, Bilal, as well as even Gunnar Nelson a few years ago. Leon tends to become sluggishly hesitant, waiting instead of trying to dictate the action and pace of the fight, allowing his opponents to dictate the pace as well as the action for him. And so this is the exact scenario that I believe will play out against Sean Brady. I believe that the moment where Sean starts chaining takedown attempts together is where I see Leon start to become more gun shy, and from that point moving forward, his striking will be regarded far less effective. Real quick side note, I really do think that Sean Brady's style sort of mirrors a prime Colby Covington in a way. It's just that this time with a bit more danger of the submission threat. And I mean, for instance, he showcased his elite relentless grappling ability against Michael Chiesa, dominating and controlling him with absolute ease. And on top of that, I believe that his ability to push a non-stop pace while maintaining positional control makes him a nightmare matchup for someone like Leon Edwards, who has struggled when placed in those type of situations before. Additionally, I do believe that Sean Brady's ability to mix in his effective striking in order to set up his takedowns will not only do wonders when looking for the finish, but will only just amplify Leon's hesitancy to take chances and commit on the feet. I also think that, it's super crucial to recognize that the gap between elite strikers and elite grapplers tends to favor the grapplers more so than not. especially when the striker lacks significantly, strong takedown defense. And in Leon Scott's case, his defensive grappling has, always been sort of decent, but pretty questionable when consistently pressured and put on the back foot. And, even guys like, Marty and Colby Chaos, with their older ages and fading wrestling abilities, were still able to find a significant amount of success in taking down Leon Scott and controlling him for multiple periods of their fight. And so, if those fighters, both of whom have questionable submission games, mind you, could have that level of control against somebody like Leon Scott, then what happens when an actual submission specialist like Sean Brady gets his hands on Leon Edwards and puts him in the same positions? Yeah, it ain't looking good for Mr. Leon Scott Scissorhands Edwards. And so to basically sum everything up, I believe that this fight will most likely look a lot like Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad, but with the crucial difference being Sean Brady's higher submission finishing threat. I believe that the moment that Leon Edwards gets taken down by Sean Brady, he's going to get forced into this, defensive shell. And once that happens, Sean Brady is just going to keep on pouring on the pressure, the volume, as well as the pace. And whether this ends in a dominant decision or a submission finish, all the signs point to Sean Brady walking away with the biggest win of his career this Saturday night. That is why I've got Sean Brady beating Leon Edwards by either 4th round submission finish or unanimous decision victory. But that's all I've got to say for this video. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your guys' thoughts on this Saturday night's UFC London's main event in Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady? And who do you think comes out on top, Leon Edwards or Sean Brady? And what do you think the next steps for the winner are moving forward? The next title shot? Who knows? Let me know in the comment section below. But that about wraps up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.